Hey guys, so I'm back with my mini-series doing a more in-depth look at all at my collection. So this one is going to be all about my face stuff, foundations, blushes, and whatnot. So I'm just going to get started on this, and where to start? We're going to start with the stuff I keep on the shelf that I use every day. And here I have my everyday foundations. I have L'Oreal True Match, and I have it in N1 and W1. I use a mix of both. W1 is a little bit lighter than N1. So this is more of a winter time, where this is more of a summer. Not that big of a difference, but I don't get much color. I wish I did. I'm not into tanning beds, and I'm not into laying out in the sun. I just try and get color when I'm outside, which during the summer I'm out a lot, so I don't understand it, but I just go with it. And then for my setting powder, I use the L'Oreal True Match powder in N1, and that's just a pressed powder, but I use this on an everyday basis as my setting. And then in the summer, when I don't want to do full coverage foundation like True Match, I have a tinted moisturizer, which is the Get a Tint by Mark. And this is really nice because it has the SPF 15, even though I have a moisturizer that's SPF 30. In case I forget for any reason to put the moisturizer on, I still have something there. And then I have the Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Roller that has the concealer in it. I always do this first under my foundation. I normally will put concealer over it as well because I do have really dark circles. But this, I've actually noticed it's been a big help. Alright, then to start in here. I have 4 pressed powders from ELF. They're just the clarifying pressed powders. I have them in multiple colors. I love to do other people's makeup, so I have one for pretty much everybody. And I have Ivory, Honey. This one just says Tone 4, but it's the darkest one I have. And then I also have Spice. So I have those 4. And then I have 3 bronzers right here. They're, again, the ELF Healthy Glow Bronzing Powder. And then one of them, this one, which is Luminance. I use this as a highlight sometimes. It just gives me a little bit of shimmer up here, which is nice. And then I also have Warm Tan and Sunkissed, which are a little bit darker. I know it sounds weird that I use a bronzer as a highlight, but it works. And then I have my contouring powder, which is the Fit Me by Maybelline in 355 Coconut. I really like these powders. I've come to realize they're really soft and really, really nice. So, alright, and then I have 4 ELF palette things. I have the Corrective Concealer in Neutralize and Brighten, which has 2 flesh toned concealers, and then a green and a red, well, a pink, green and a pink. I use the green and the pink more so than anything else. That's pretty much why I buy it, 'cause it's $3, but I get them both and I like it. And then I have the Translucent Mattifying powder, which I normally just use this. This is kind of a backup, but I use this. I'll bring it in my purse with me if I go somewhere, so I don't have to bring like a full coverage powder, but if I start to get oily, I can just throw that on. And then I have another corrective concealer, the same one. And then I have the Complexion Perfection, which is a quad with blue, yellow, pink, and green. And what I'll do is, if my skin is just not agreeing with me that day, I'll just take a big powder brush, blend them all together pretty much, and put it on my face. And that helps a lot. Alright, and then I have, if I'm going somewhere special and I don't want to, and I know a lot of pictures are going to be taken, I won't set my face with my normal powder. I will use the ELF High Definition powder, and this is translucent. And it's a loose powder, but I'll just tap that on my face. This is really nice. It's really soft, and it goes on really, really well. So I have that. And then if I'm going somewhere special and I know pictures are going to be taken, I don't just use a powder contour, I use a liquid contour, which this is the ELF Tinted Moisturizer, and this is in Sand, but I use that as a liquid contour and then I go over with the powder just for a more dramatic effect. Then I have the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse in Porcelain Ivory. It's just another foundation that sometimes if I get bored of using one of these, I'll use this. And again, another foundation. It's the ELF Flawless Finish Foundation in Porcelain. Another extra. And I also have the ELF Mineral Foundation in Fair. Then I have another... that probably wasn't good for that. Whoops. Then I have another bronzer. This is the Bronze Booster by Physicians Formula in light to medium. I've been using this as a daily bronzer because it's not too dark. It's pretty nice. I like it. And then I have a beauty powder from MAC that I like to use as a blush a lot. And this one is Blush of Youth. And it has the really pretty like rose imprint. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've been really loving this, so I've been using this quite a bit. And then in the back I have a backup of the ELF translucent powder. And then I have a couple of these ELF all over color sticks. Like this one is in Permission, so some of these I'll use as cream cheek or cream blush, and then they have some that are like a foundation, but I feel this is too heavy to put on my face as a foundation, so I use these, the Flesh Tones ones, as concealer. So I have one with all my concealers that I use on a daily basis. Then I also have the ELF Tinted Moisturizers. This one's been crazy used, but I have all the colors of those. And I have the ELF Facial Whips, which sometimes I'll use if I'm just trying to get out of the house quick, and I'll use it as a blush. And then, next compartment, I have concealers and primers, and this I actually just got, so I'm still testing it out. I'll let you guys know how I like it. But this is the Hard Candy Undercover Agent Under Eye Brightener and Concealer Duo. So it has a concealer up here, and then you put that top back on, and it has the under eye brightener in the tube. So it's kind of weird. And I guess you're supposed to put the brightener on first and then the concealer, and there you go. Then I have my little mini Urban Decay primer potion that came with my Naked palette. And then I have an eye primer. I actually had a couple ELF eye primers that I couldn't get any more out of the little tube, so I popped the top off the tube and put them all into this little container, and I can still use it. I can finish up what I had. Then I make my own face primer, and I make it out of one of my foundations and some moisturizer. That's what I use as a face primer. And then I have the ELF All Over Color Stick in Apricot Beige, and I use that as a concealer. It's more of a heavy one if it's like a really hard to hide blemish. And then I have the CoverGirl Fresh Complexion Concealer, and this is in Classic Ivory, but I use this as a concealer. Well, obviously, but... And then I have a couple of the ELF Tone Correcting Concealers in a couple different colors, again, for when I'm doing somebody else's makeup. And then we go on to blushes. I have two Wet n Wild blushes in Pearlescent Pink and Heather Silk. The Pearlescent Pink is like a nice pink color with some gold reflex in it. And then this is more of like a warm rosy color, the Heather Silk. And it's more matte. And then I have a MARC blush. I'm not sure what the color is. I think it says on the back of the magnet. But I don't know how to get this out to save my life. Sorry guys. But there's that. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Powder, which is 4 powders in one. There's a champagne color, a pink, I don't know what to call this. Almost like a red and then a really bronzy color. And this is nice because you can just take a brush and go up it and do your whole, you know, you can have your contour, your blush, and your highlight all in one. I don't really do that. I kind of mix the champagne and the pink as a highlighter. That's my preferred way, and sometimes I'll use the other side as a bronzer. And then I have two ELF Studio blushes in Tickled Pink and Candid Coral, which look like, if I can get it open, which look like this. This is the Tickled Pink. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. And the Candid Coral. And then I have more ELF Natural Radiance blushers in Bronzed, Koi, Flushed, which is a really hot pink, Shy, Glow, and Innocence. And that is all, guys. That's what I have for my face. If you have any questions about any of the products, comment below, and I'm happy to answer that. And if you guys have any suggestions, I want to do a tutorial here soon. I just have to get my lighting figured out, or try and do it during the day when I have natural light coming in. But I will try and do that soon for you guys. If you're wondering about my hair, this is actually on the tutorial is on the Makeup Geek channel, and I will link that below. It's like a rocker chic hairstyle. But yes, I will link that below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome day. Bye.